Hi, my name is Leonard Wilson, and this is the fourth assignment for our Introduction to Communications and Media class. This is a reflection assignment for successful brands and failing brands. Excuse me. The two companies that I've chosen are the Walt Disney Company for our successful brand and Men's Warehouse for our failing brand. The Walt Disney Company was formed in 1923, and the brand strategy that they had focused on bringing quality, family-oriented entertainment to others. Their target audience ranged from children to adults, but more or less, again, that was family-oriented. Whether they showcased TV shows or cartoons, it was their brand was that you knew that it was something that anyone could sit back and watch. You didn't really have to worry about anything that might not be for young audiences. They're known around the world through different properties, such as Walt Disney World, Disney XD, the channel that they have. They have a few other channels out there. I believe that they have. I think Freeform is also another one that falls under their umbrella as well. Additionally, they also had a number of acquisitions, including ABC Television, Lucasfilm Limited, and most recently, 20th Century Fox. On the other side of that, we have Men's Warehouse, which is our failing brand. Men's Warehouse was formed in 1973. At the time, their CEO, George Zimmer, was famous for saying that the brand name that they have, the slogan that they use, quote, "You'll love the way you look," unquote. Their brand strategy had focused on high quality, comfortable business attire. Confidence was big for them. At least that's what I take from it. And comfort in their approach. You knew that if you were going to walk into a Men's Warehouse, you were going to be walking out either with a really good suit or at least feeling like you could be wearing a really good suit. The target audiences were business people and young professionals. They were owned by Tailored Brands, and they had recently acquired Joseph A. Bank. Note that the Walt Disney Company really hasn't had any other owners that I can tell other than just Walt Disney originally. Though they do have a number of companies that they have acquired over time. Moving on. So why they're doing so well or why they're failing, I believe that the Walt Disney Company is successful because of the acquisitions they've made. They've made a number of smart acquisitions. Though most of their feature films have been fairy tales that they have just adapted, The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, things of that nature, they've been able to expand their base by acquiring Pixar Entertainment. They have a number of movies with them under their belt. The Marvel acquisition is also still continues to be very profitable for them. What with the Avengers movies and all the other superhero films that they've done over the years since about 2008 with Iron Man. And now with the Lucasfilm purchase and the Fox purchase, that opens up a lot of doors for to just continue the Disney brand to just continue what they can keep doing. And again, it all appears to fall in line with the family entertainment that they want to bring everyone. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that everything that they do is family oriented. Their branding does stay consistent with their sub companies, but they did have a few companies that did have movies geared for adults. The movies under their Touchstone Entertainment banner and Hollywood Pictures also had kind of grown up films, films like the Sixth Sense by M. Night Shyamalan. That's not exactly what you would call a Disney film, but because it was under a subset of it, it you really wouldn't know. You really wouldn't have any idea. So Disney was still able to keep the whole Disney aspect of it. When you look at Disney, you still think family oriented, but you wouldn't know that they also have these kind of movies under their belt. Um, for Men's Warehouse, and I think that's something that's really helped Disney in the long run. Jumping over the Men's Warehouse, the Men's Warehouse had terminated the chairman, George Zimmer. He was part of the backbone, from what I can tell, of the original Men's Warehouse feel and style. They People identified with him the same way that they kind of identified with Steve Jobs. When he passed, when Apple was doing bad, then they brought Steve Jobs back. It took a bit, but he was able to turn things around. And I think that with George Zimmer and Men's Warehouse, people seem to at least see him and get an idea that, okay, yes, he's behind it. It feels like it's going to be a good product. That the branding was almost personal for him, but getting rid of him might have damaged him in some way. And I did reference a citation on that. Additionally, the acquisition of Joseph A. Bank also damaged them because they put in a number of changes that kind of damaged both companies. They had Joseph A. Bank was known for a number of incentives that would help people want to buy their product. But when Men's Warehouse stepped in and took ownership, they got rid of some of those, and that ended up hurting both companies in the long run. On the ways to improve the weaker band, I think smarter acquisitions with fewer changes to the new companies would probably help Men's Warehouse. In the last thing I mentioned, that Joseph A. Bank had frequent promotions that Men's Warehouse simply failed to uphold. So that didn't put Men's Warehouse in that great of a light, and it hurt both companies. Actually, they're still trying to recover on that for the most part. Also, if possible, if they could maybe bring Zimmer back, maybe as a figurehead. If they're not bring him back as a CEO, but maybe just bring him in as a high level, maybe consultant or something, just something to help restore the notion that maybe the company is trying to return to its normal workflow, or its original workflow that might inspire buyers to want to invest with them again on that. So in regards to the impacts for government regulation, this was a little bit of a hard one. For Disney, yes, I think that if the FCC were to step in and put in any kind of ruling that would affect monopolies, if there was a tighter ruling on monopolies, that would probably stop Disney from being able to make any more purchases of any other companies down the line. On the other hand, if they lessen the rules on monopolies, that could make Disney pretty dangerous if they decided to purchase anyone they wanted. That could make them a really large player in the scheme of things. In regards to Men's Warehouse, I don't know of any legislation that would really affect them, save for maybe the monopoly one. There's not too many other companies that I can think of that they could maybe purchase, unless Brooks Brothers is up for sale. But I guess having too many companies would be a factor there, if anything. And that's my overview of the brand changes with both the Walt Disney Company and with Men's Warehouse. Okay. Attached the following are the references that I used for this, which I'll also have in the file when I go to submit it. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. And thank you.